So, what if I told you that the single biggest thing separating successful people from everyone else isn't what you think? What if it's something you have complete and total control over? Well, today we're going to unpack the internal operating system, the very mindset that truly drives success.
You see it all the time. Is it just raw, natural talent? Some people just seem to be born with it, right? They just get it. Or hey, maybe it's just about being the smartest person in the room, having that off the charts IQ.
Or maybe, just maybe, it's all a cosmic roll of the dice, just being in the right place at the right time. Well, here's the thing. All of that stuff helps, for sure, but the source material for this explainer shows there's something way, way more powerful at play.
Yep, it all comes down to your mindset. Think of it like the software running on your computer. It shapes every decision you make, how you react to setbacks, and ultimately, it writes the code for your entire future.
And this is the most exciting part of all. This is not a fixed trait. It's not something you're born with or without. It is a skill. It's a set of mental habits that absolutely anyone, and I mean you, can learn and develop. So let's break down exactly what that looks like.
Okay, so the foundation, the absolute bedrock of a successful mindset is this powerful, unwavering belief that you are not a finished product, not even close.
Now, psychologists have a name for this. They call it a growth mindset, and it's really simple at its core. It's the belief that your talents aren't just carved in stone from birth. No way. They're more like muscles, things you can build and nurture and grow through sheer effort and experience. And just look at how this slide nails the difference. It's so simple but so profound. On the left, you've got the fixed mindset saying, I'm not good at this, period. It's a final judgment, a closed door. But look over on the growth mindset side. It says, I'm not good at this yet. That one little word, it changes everything. It completely reframes failure. It's no longer a dead end. It's just a temporary spot on a much longer journey. It whispers to you that, you know what? With a little more practice, a little more learning, and a bit more effort, success is still on the table. And that belief leads directly into our second pillar. It's about taking the steering wheel of your own life. It's about making that crucial shift from blaming the world to taking responsibility. I mean, let's be honest. It's so easy to point fingers at things outside of our control, right? My job is too draining. My boss just doesn't get me. I didn't come from the right background. I just have bad luck. That's the language of being a passenger in your own life. But successful people, they refuse to be passengers. They ask a totally different and way more powerful question. They look at the exact same circumstances and they ask, okay, given all this, what part is in my control? What can I do right now to change this? And that is the whole game right there. That mental shift puts you back in the driver's seat. The second you stop obsessing over what you can't control, you get back all this power to shape the things you can. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and you start becoming the architect of your own future. Which brings us perfectly to the third big mindset shift. It's all about learning to see past this immediate moment and focusing on the horizon. It's about playing the long game. And this slide just perfectly shows the choice we all face every single day. Short-term thinking is all about what feels good right now. It's choosing comfort today, watching one more episode on Netflix, scrolling social media for another half hour. Long-term thinking chooses the harder path today for a better tomorrow. And look, this doesn't mean you need to make some huge, dramatic gesture. Not at all. It's about these small, consistent investments in yourself. Instead of just consuming, you create. You read one chapter of a book. You spend 30 minutes learning a new skill on YouTube. You sign up for that online course. These are the real, tangible building blocks of a better future. It's the magic of compounding, really. One trip to the gym won't transform your body. Reading one book isn't going to make you a genius. But the person who repeats those small actions, day after day, week after week, well, they become almost unrecognizable in a year. That's how you build an amazing life out of ordinary days. All right, finally, let's talk about the F word, failure. This is often the biggest hurdle for people, but for successful folks, it's not a hurdle at all. It's a tool. See, most people are absolutely terrified of failing. They see it as this huge negative stamp on their worth. But people with a success mindset have a radically different take. They don't just put up with failure, they actively study it. They treat it like a scientist treats data from an experiment.
With this way of thinking, a mistake isn't an endpoint, it's a data point. Failure isn't personal, it's just feedback. It's basically the world telling you, hey, that approach didn't work, let's try another one. It's a lesson that you just paid for with experience, and that's incredibly valuable.
And this leads us to the final critical piece of the puzzle. The fear of failure leads to one thing: inaction. We wait for the perfect plan, the perfect moment. But progress only happens when you move. Successful people start, even when they're not ready, because action, even messy, imperfect action, is what creates experience, feedback, and growth. So let's just pull it all together. The mindset of success, it isn't some big mystery. It's a choice. It's a commitment to believing you can grow, to taking full responsibility for your life, to playing the long game, to treating failure as your best teacher, and most of all, to taking consistent action.
Ultimately, what all this shows us is that your external world is really just a mirror of your internal mindset. The biggest changes in your career, your finances, your happiness, they don't start out there. They start right in here, between your ears, with the way you choose to think.
So really, the question isn't whether this stuff works. The real question is, what are you going to do with it? Based on everything you've just heard, what is the first, small, maybe even imperfect action you are going to take today to start building your future?